What is up, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE, Nintendo Switch, and gaming news video. Today, we've got some great topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the Chinese Dark Souls rip-off type of game, which is called Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption, is coming to the West on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC in Q1 of 2018. We've got the first official trailer and screenshots for the game. Another indie studio has announced that it will be the publisher for Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption. Chinese developer Dark Star Games, Dark Souls inspired or Dark Souls ripoff action RPG that first debuted at China Joy 2017 this past weekend for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC in the West for Q2 of 2018. So here's a brief overview of the game via another indie title's website. So Adam, a fallen soldier on a quest to save his soul, will face 8 abhorrent bosses, the first 7 each based on one of the deadly sins. Before each clash, Adam must make a sacrifice to enter combat and choose a stat to level down. Each fight will be tougher than the last and force players to carefully choose their actions in battle, aided by a variety of unlockable weapons, and you can see the trailer here as well. Now, I talked about this game a little bit ago. I thought that it wasn't going to be announced for the West. I thought this was going to stay in China, stay as a PS4 exclusive there, but apparently it's coming over, and this studio is taking a chance as far as publishing this game. Now, I do want to say with it, to me, looks way too much like Dark Souls. Now, Gematsu is reporting Chinese Souls-like. You know, they're being very nice, but from what I've seen, this game uses like the font, uses the same type of style, uses the flask that you use for health. Like, there's a lot of things. Now, there does seem to be like there's some stuff that's unique about it. Okay, you have to make one sacrifice. You have to level down a stat before you go into each boss fight. That's kind of different, and then based on the 7 deadly sins. Okay, so there are some ideas in there that's not Dark Souls, but overall, like I said, the armor, kind of how it looks, some of the fonts, everything is a lot like Dark Souls. So we'll see how the game is at the end. I think they're trying their best to make a game. Obviously, this isn't easy to make, even if you're making a ripoff. It's not easy to make the fidelity in what they're doing here. So we'll see when the game comes out. Don't want to rip them too much, but like I said, I think that this game is a little bit too close to the source material for my liking, but it could end up being a great game. So we just have to wait and see for Q2 of 2018. So yeah, it's coming out next year, sometime mid to late next year, so we'll see how it fares on the open market when it comes to the West. Alright, and moving into the next article here. Monster Hunter Double Cross Nintendo Switch version demo launches on August 10th in Japan. So you can try out the quest ahead of the Nintendo Switch's version's launch on August 25th in Japan. So a demo for Monster Hunter Double Cross Switch version will launch via the Nintendo eShop in Japan on August 10th, Capcom has confirmed. The demo will include 3 quests, including one to challenge Valpalk, I think I said that right, probably said it wrong, as well as a local multiplayer support for up to 4 players. Monster Hunter Double Cross Nintendo Switch version will launch for the Nintendo Switch in Japan on August 25th, and obviously we don't have a confirmation of any type of localization, and any like traction or anything that we've heard about that last is I think at the, what was it, the Japan Expo in France, where one of the people asked like, hey, is this game going to be localized, or what about this game coming over? And they just said we can't comment on that, because they did have the game, I guess, in their booth and playable, or at their booth. So it's interesting to see that Nintendo would even have the game there at the France Expo, considering there wouldn't be a localization. What we have known is that Nintendo has actually published Monster Hunter, or helped co-publish the game before in Europe and in different areas. So this could be one of them that Nintendo decides to do. Now, I'm not saying that it's likely or anything like that. I'm thinking, this is just my own personal belief, that Capcom is already working on a new Monster Hunter game for the Nintendo Switch, and we're going to get that one instead. I know that they've done this before as far as skipping some of the Monster Hunter games to come over. I know the original Monster Hunter 4 never came over. We ended up getting Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which was a re-release of the original game with new added stuff. So I'm thinking that Capcom was just going to completely skip that like they did before in the past and get us a brand new Monster Hunter game on the Nintendo Switch, but that's just my belief. That's just my own personal speculation on the matter. We have no official confirmation on that, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward in the future. I'm not the biggest of Monster Hunter fans, although I do have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and it's okay. I also have Monster Hunter 3 as well. So overall, the games are okay to me. Not my favorite, but I understand that a lot of people out there, especially in Japan, love the Monster Hunter franchise. Now, moving over to the other side of the spectrum, obviously this is going to be big for Japan when it comes to sales, so I'm hoping that Nintendo does have some adequate stock stock because it's coming out August 25th. That is very soon here, and in most parts of the world we're already in August. So yes, this is definitely going to be good if Nintendo was able to get more stock out there, because this is a big game. Even though it's a re-release, even though it's already been on the 3DS, this is definitely a big game. Now that you have it on the Nintendo Switch, where you can play it on the go in addition to playing it at home, plus you have the HD visuals, there's just a lot of great stuff that you can do with it. There's crossplay with the 3DS version. So I'm thinking a lot of Nintendo Switch owners are going to want this copy or this version of the game. So let me know what you guys think about Monster Hunter Double Cross as far as the sales prospects, potential of it coming over, in addition to a brand new Monster Hunter game, in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. This one's a little bit weird, but I like it because there is a Game Genie controller adapter that lets you use other game controllers on Nintendo Switch and vice versa. So it looks like this is a really interesting product Go Nintendo is writing, but the press release and the media blow don't really instill confidence in the product. Hopefully something a bit more professional and thorough can come through. So here is this Game Genie controller adapter, and we're seeing a video of someone testing it off here. So this is what they have to say as far as the press release goes. So it says, use your favorite controller on other consoles. Game Genie controller adapter for PC, PS3, and Nintendo Switch. It's shipping the week of August 21st, 2017. This adapter allows you to use the following controllers: Nintendo Switch Pro controller, Nintendo Switch Joy-Con right and left as a single controller, Wii U Pro controller, Xbox One S controller, PS3, PS4, wired USB Logitech F510 and 310 on the following: Nintendo Switch, a USA port, PC, Windows 10, Windows 8 tested, PlayStation 3. So you can use all those different controllers on the Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation 3, like how I read it out there. Now here are the features of the controller. Plug in and play, does not block other USB ports. USB port allows you to connect wired USB controller, and two players can control a single character like an assist mode. Simple to use, select device you are using with Nintendo Switch, PC, PS3, and plug in USB port. Step 1, press sync on the Game Genie controller adapter. Step 2, press sync or start sync mode on the controller to be paired. Only one controller can be used with the adapter. Joy-Con pair right and left. They appear as a single controller, pairs fast. Note, Nintendo Switch as a USB-A in parentheses F port on the dock, mini portable dock DIY, also available from Nexilux. I think that's how it says. So yeah, there we go. This is definitely an interesting product. Not sure if this is something that I'm going to want to do, just because I already have all the controllers that I need for my Nintendo Switch. The Pro controller is great for whatever I need it for. I even have a Pokken tournament controller that's there as well. Plus you have the Joy-Cons, you can put them apart, you can put them together. So not sure if I'm going to use it, but there's a lot of people that might want to use an Xbox One S controller on the Nintendo Switch. Or maybe your Pro controller is charging and like, hey, I have my PlayStation 4 controller that I want to use, or I have my other controller that I want to use, or I like the D-pad on this controller more for this game. So having more options for people is always good. So we'll see if this product works as intended when it's launched in August. I'm interested in potentially getting a review copy so I can test it out myself and let you guys know how it is. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated. And what do you guys think about this Game Genie controller, this Houdini of controllers here as far as adapters go? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here. New Nintendo Switch update is now available. This is version 3.0.1. Nintendo has actually had some patch notes for this one. When it originally came up online, there was no patch notes, so I wanted to wait for that, but we do have them, so let's go over it right here. So version 3.0.1 addresses an issue in which the remaining battery charge isn't displayed accurately. If the system's battery power display suddenly increases or decreases, Nintendo Switch owners are advised to follow these steps. You should see a gradual improvement as far as the battery goes. Now, I never had an issue with this, but then again, I can say that I never have my battery down to where it's so low. I always have it to where, like, it's the lowest it's been, I think, since I've got it at launch, is like maybe 25% or something like that, and I never saw any crazy things happen. I know this issue came about, I think, about a week or so ago from the last update or whatever the case is. So it looks like Nintendo fixed it pretty quickly. If you are having issues, just follow those steps like we have in the description below, and you'll be able to fix everything. But yeah, I just never have it to where the battery is so low, so I wasn't able to test this out or anything, because I always just played in short spurts. I never had my Wi-Fi on whenever I'm out, so there's just never an opportunity for me to have such a low battery. I think when I was in Maui, like maybe there was a little bit of time where it got low, but I don't remember anything happening. I just plugged it in and turned it off, and it was fine. I charged it all the way up. So let me know, did you guys have any issues with the batteries or anything? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And is it fixed after you downloaded this update? You can also let me know about that as well. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier, and be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat, plus $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.